Alright, so today we're looking at some special cases where you can factor them using a shortcut. So the first one says, what is a perfect square trinomial? This means that when it's factored, it is the same factor twice. So maybe it would be like a plus b squared when you get done. Or we could write that out a little bit longer. It wouldn't be simplified, a plus b times a plus b, because that's what a plus b squared means. It'll factor automatically into this if when you start, it looks like a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So if you see a pattern that looks like that, a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, I'm going to say it factors to a plus b times a plus b, or a plus b squared automatically. There's another one. The other one that it could factor to is a minus b squared, which would be the same thing as a minus b times a minus b. And the way it would look at the beginning would be a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. So if you see something that is in that form at the beginning, then it automatically will factor to a minus b times a minus b, or a minus b squared. So we've got some examples here. It says h squared plus 8h plus 16. So right away I see that this is 4 squared, this is h squared, and this is 2 times 4 times h. So it can factor right away into h plus 4, which is the same thing as h plus 4 squared. Alright, now I'm looking at the next one and I see that the number on the end is the same as 9 squared. This is m squared, and in the middle it would be 2 times 9 times m. So my shortcut tells me it's m plus 9, which is the same thing as m plus 9 squared. We should simplify it to m plus 9 squared to get all of our points. Now the one at the end. I know that this is 7 squared. And this is x squared, but also there's a 64, so it's like they took 8x and squared it so that they could do 8 times 8 and get 64, and x times x and get x squared. So in the middle, they needed to do 8x, which is the first part, times 7, which is the back part that they've squared, and all of that times 2, which they've done, because that would be 56x times 2, which is 112. So my parentheses this time should say 8x plus 7, 8x for the front part, 7 for the back part, and it happens 2 times. And so we should write 8x plus 7 squared, and we can double distribute that out if we want to double check that we have done it correctly. So that is the first pattern. The next pattern is a difference of 2 squares. That is when, if you are factoring, it looks like this at the beginning, something squared minus something squared. And it factors to a plus b times a minus b. Because when we double distribute that, that would give us a times a, which is a squared. Then it would give us a times negative b, so negative ab. Keep double distributing, we'd get b times a, or plus ab. And then plus b times minus b would be negative b squared. But these in the middle would cancel out, so it would say a squared minus b squared. So our shortcut would be a plus b times a minus b. So if I look down here at my 3 examples on the bottom, I see that this is w squared and 12 squared. So my answer would be w plus 12 and w minus 12. For the next one, I have t squared and 5 squared. So my answer would be t plus 5, t minus 5. I can't change this into something squared where there's only one parentheses, because t plus 5 and t minus 5 are not the same thing. For the next one, I know this is 7 squared, and this is a p that they've squared, and since it says 4, they squared the number 2. So they took 2p and squared it, so 2 times 2 could be 4, and p times p could be p squared. So that means I should write 2p plus 7, for the two parts, and then I need to do one with subtraction, 2p minus 7. And again, I could double distribute and make sure that turns into what I've started with. So those are the shortcuts which we can use or not use. AC grouping or our medium method where we just brainstorm two numbers would also work just as well.